When we moved to Flower Mound, Texas, we thought we knew exactly what we were kind of getting into. Kind of a cookie cutter Texas suburb, nice place, good schools, safe streets, checklist that a lot of people are looking for when they've gone from the city to the suburbs. But we were completely wrong. Not about the schools, about the really good schools or the safety. It was about being typical. We found a place with a soul. It was not typical at all. It wasn't a town with just like a grid of houses in a community. The community itself had a surprisingly distinctive character about it. And so in this video, I'm not going to do the whole standard tour that you've probably seen online. I'm going to try to share some hidden gems and benefits that make living in Flower Mound like truly unique experience. I mean, it has been truly unique for us, and I would like to share it with you. And we have incredible natural landscapes to a community that feels like something basically out of a movie. If you're just looking for another suburb, this isn't it. And honestly, that's the best part of this whole deal. The first thing is, where does Flower Mound get its name from? Well, it starts with a hill of flowers, and that's the truth. You got to understand that this was not something that they just pulled out of the clear blue sky. It wasn't a marketing strategy that somebody cooked up. I mean, it really is a true deal. So I'm going to kind of read some of my notes about this, but it's a 12.5 acre prairie that's never been plowed. And you can go, it's off of Flower Mound Road and Cross Timbers, and not Cross Timbers, I'm sorry, 2499 and Flower Mound. And it's a 12.5 acre area that's never been plowed. It's part of the Blackland Prairie ecosystem. It's not just a patch of land, believe me. It's a landmark. There's like 400 different types of wildflowers in it. I've never walked through it. I don't think that you're allowed to walk through it. But what I found, the history behind this mound was a sacred site and a lookout for Native American Indians, especially the Wichita Indians, long before the settlers ever arrived. It's just this interesting link between the indigenous and the pioneer heritage. The Flower Mound Preservation Society Foundation, they work to keep this landmark, and it's really pretty interesting because I never realized there was actually a flower mound. So this isn't just a town that's been paved over with strip malls. It's a town named after its prominent natural wonder, and I got to tell you, they have fought to keep it that way. And the respect for nature in this area is just not symbolic. And I'm going to go into the second point about this. It's more than a suburb. It's an outdoor haven. Flower Mound is like an outdoor lover's paradise. The southern part of the border of Flower Mound goes along Lake Grapevine. So I had this picture in my head of Texas, of just being this endless suburb, big houses and concrete, because I've actually lived in a couple of suburbs that I was just like, ugh, I don't know that I want to do this. But they have a commitment to green space, and it's pretty astonishing. The town, Flower Mound, has over 1,000 acres of parkland and 64 miles of trails that actually connect the neighborhoods to the parks and even to the shops. And you can genuinely ride your bike from house to park to grab a coffee and back, and it's all on dedicated paths. When I go walking, I'm always trying to search for new areas to go to. I see people out with their dogs. I see people on the what do you call those, scooters, bicycling. And we're not just talking about parks with like a few swings and a slide. For example, Heritage Park, it's a local favorite. It's got a splash pad, a performance stage. It's even got an 18-hole disc golf course if you like that. For dog owners, they have the Hound Mound. That's fantastic. But it's a real game changer for me, being right next to two massive lakes. You have Lake Grapevine and you have Lake Louisville. Lake Louisville is a little bit busier traffic-wise with boats and stuff like that. And Lake Grapevine is just picturesque. And, you can go boating, you can go fishing, you can go kayaking and camping. And I mean, it's just minutes away from where you live. I mean, this is not like living in the city of Dallas, where there's really not a whole lot to do unless you get out of the city. But the Army Corps of Engineers, they manage the lake around Lake Grapevine. It's got over 34 miles of hiking and biking trails. That's incredible. The town was committed to this whole lifestyle, that they passed a $112 million bond package. And part of that bond package was to extend those trails even further. And this included big upgrades to, and this is the commitment that they have out here. Commitment to the community parks, new tennis courts, a fishing pier, amphitheater. I mean, this is just not an accident. They have a deliberate choice to prioritize the quality of life and nature over unchecked sprawl. And you feel it every single day. I have to tell you that I'm a broker, and I have been all over the North Texas area, and this by far does not allow the whole urban sprawl like you'll see in Frisco and sometimes Plano and other parts that are more to the east of where we are. Now, this is a myth, and I've heard this before. Flower Mound is not a sleepy suburb. Okay, it's beautiful. All right, but is it boring? I don't think it's boring. A sleeping town to me is like, the highlight would be recycling day, right? And again, I was completely wrong. Flower Mound has shockingly vibrant community culture. There's always something happening. The town has local groups. It hosts a constant stream of events that are incredibly well attended. They have like annual Independence Day Fest, which draws like 30,000 people. They have an Indian Cultural Association events. There's outdoor movies, Veteran Day, relay run, breakfast with Santa. I mean, the calendar is just packed. There's farmers market that's right in the not in the center of town, but it's pretty close to an area called Riverside, and that is every Sunday morning. They have a doggy dive at the community pool when the season ends, just stuff like that. And it's not just official events. I mean, the community itself, it's alive. You see it on a Friday night when the whole town shuts down for the Marcus or the Flower Mound High School football game. It has that classic tight-knit feeling. And I'm telling you, if you're not from Texas and you're relocating here and you've seen the movie Friday Night Lights, it's a real deal. I mean, it goes on here. You see it at the Riverwalk, where there's events like the Duck Derby that's coming on with the little, what do you call those, little ducks. They have live music at the restaurants. There's this shared experience, this sense of belonging, and it makes living here feel less like you're living in a random suburb, but you're more part of a real hometown. And listen, we're only 40 minutes from Dallas, another 30, 40 minutes from Fort Worth. I mean, if you really feel like you need to get that whole urban thing going, you can get in the car and do that. I mean, we're not that far. It's not like we're out in the sticks. We're just 30 minutes north of the airport. So, if you're finding all this interesting, hit the subscribe button. Stick with me because I got all sorts of stuff to tell you about Flower Mound. But let's keep going. This city, Flower Mound, has a lot of economic strength without the big city chaos. Living in Dallas or Fort Worth, and you watch the news and all the stuff that's going on with the city council, and they're trying to get more businesses to come there. I mean, it's just like, but let's get practical. And I want to talk about the economy for just a second. One of the biggest surprises for me was that Flower Mound balances the peaceful vibe with economic vitality. I mean, it's not a bedroom community, and I really thought it was. And where everybody has like this soul crushing commute, like if you're living in Frisco and you're driving to Dallas, I mean, that can be 45 minutes to an hour and a half each way every day. If you go up and down the Dallas North Tollway, which we're not even close to, you're going to pay for the pleasure of sitting on that tollway and paying for that and just sitting there in traffic. So, I mean, it'll get to you after a while. You know, the median household income is impressive. It sits at about $157,000, but the household income's about $190,000. So you're not talking about a ugly part of the Metroplex, as we call DFW. Let's get to, like, for 2024, let's talk about livability. Flower Mound was just voted by Smart Asset as, and this is September 2025, as the number 7 most livable small city in America. We have 80,000 people here. It's not that small. There's not a whole lot of vanity plates. We don't sit there and advertise it. You know, it's just because we have an overall better quality of life. And a huge part of this, a big part of this, I believe, is your convenience at DFW Airport. It's a massive perk for people that go in and out of the airport. I mean, you're perfectly positioned between Dallas and Fort Worth. That's number one. We're on the north side. And it gives you access to the Metroplex job market. And when you're going to either one of those areas, you're still not hitting the highway traffic that you would be if you're going north-south from Dallas, or if you were going from north-south from downtown Fort Worth, going up north up of Interstate 35, which is horrible. It's just horrible, and it's all day long. You know, we've got over 2,000 businesses in Flower Mound. We got major employers of tech and healthcare and manufacturing. The unemployment rate is always consistently low, and I can't really talk about it too much because you really need to go to the Flower Mound Police Department and check out their crime statistics. But the crime rate's low. It's safe, and I love it. So that's all I can say about that because I don't want to get in trouble. This also is a education powerhouse. You know, the number one question that I always get is, the schools are supposed to be good, right? It's Louisville ISD, which takes up a major portion of Flower Mound. Now, you also have to the west Argyle ISD, and there's a small portion that's Northwest ISD. All school districts are really good. But for Louisville ISD, A ranking in 2025. Number 2 best school district in Denton County. Denton County is big. There's a bunch of school districts. And it's consistently in the top tier of all the districts in Texas. There are websites that you can go to and do your own research, and I highly recommend it if you're relocating here and that's a concern of yours. But both of the individual schools, the high schools for sure, really shine. I mean, we've got Flower Mound High School and we have Marcus High School, and they consistently get A grades from the Texas Education Agency. And these schools aren't just known for their amazing academics and getting their kids into college. I've got family members that went to Marcus, and they've done super well. We're talking about getting kids into college. They have great athletics. They've got great extracurricular programs. They've got state-of-the-art fine arts facilities, just all sorts of stuff. And you will see these in the test scores. Louisville Independent School District, LISD. Math and reading scores are way higher than the Texas state average. And the district itself has over a 95% graduation rate, which is huge in Texas. And you know, the focus of education, it's kind of one of the pillars of the community. You know, it's a town where excellence is celebrated. It's creating an environment where students are both supported and they're challenged. And it's one of the reasons that families flock here. Now, my kids are grown and I don't have need for that. I'm not retired, but I see it all the time. I've got neighbors that still have kids some in high school, some in the elementary schools. It's just a super wide diversity. And then I got a bunch of retirees that live around me as well. But one of the reasons that people send their kids to these schools is because they head to the top tier universities like University of Texas, Texas Tech, University of Texas in Austin, Texas Tech, there's Texas A&M. So, I mean, there's a host of reasons why people will come to have their children educated here, and that's a big factor for a lot of people. So like I said, is Flower Mound a safe community? Well, to me, yes. I mean, I go out walking all the time. I can go any time of the day or night and not be concerned about it. But, it's built around a sacred piece of history, right? It's a place where you're likely to spend your weekend. You're going to stay here because there's a lot to do here. I mean, you can go out to the lake. I mean, from where I live to Lake Grapevine, it's literally 12, 13 minutes. There's campgrounds over there. There's one little campground that's got the little mini cabins, and you can go kayaking right there. And I mean, it's close. I don't want to walk there, but I mean, it's a 12-minute drive from where I am. Thousands show up for the high school football games. It kind of creates that small town vibe, but it's really not. This is an economic powerhouse, and it's been named one of the best places to live in the country, and all while purposely giving its open spaces. When they first started building a bunch of homes there was, I don't know exactly what it was, but they had to have, for every house or home that they were building, there had to be a certain amount of green space attached to that. So a lot of these established neighborhoods have a lot of green space. Where I live, we have 2 amenity centers. We got a couple of parks. We've got an elementary school. We got a middle school here, a fire department here. I'm in a golf course community, Bridlewood. So there's a lot of green space. Even the medians are huge here down Bridlewood Boulevard, which is kind of the north-south connect. So when you come looking for a suburb, you may have found a lifestyle here that's deeply connected to nature. It's actively engaged in its community, and it provides world-class opportunities without the chaos. And I've lived where the chaos is. I know what it's like. It's a town that proves you don't have to choose between, a great career, amazing schools, it's a life filled with natural beauty. I mean, you can really have it all. And this is a perspective that I have. It's a lot that I've learned. And, if this is something that's interesting to you, think about what is the most important factor to you when you're relocating and you're wanting to move to a new town. What are the things that you're looking for? Is it the schools? Is it the community? Is it the outdoor access? Is it the access to the airport? Because that can be a huge deal. And if you're seriously considering moving to the whole DFW area, a lot of people pass over Flower Mound, and I do not know why. I live here, I work here, I invest here. Do not forget to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for staying with me. We'll talk soon.